The North American health and wellness market is valued at over $2 trillion. TruLife Distribution helps ambitious domestic and international supplement, cosmetic, and related wellness brands enter and scale in the United States. In this video, founder and CEO Brian Gould speaks to the challenges of the saturated U.S. sector and how TruLife Distribution can help brands establish a presence and accelerate growth through online and brick-and-mortar retailers. So Brian, what are the top challenges of selling in the U.S. health and wellness sector?
The challenges are really just the competition. There are so many SKUs, there's so many products that are existing in the market that have been selling here for decades. And these brands have tremendous marketing budgets. You really need to have a product that stands out, that can easily be educated to both buyers and consumers to really make the best impact.
Why do you think experience matters in this market?
Experience matters, but what matters most is relationships with the retailers. If you don't have a relationship with the buyer, you're not going to get the appointment and you're not going to get your foot in the door.
What's your personal experience in this industry?
I come from 4 generations of retail distribution and manufacturing. My great-great-grandfather was a manufacturer, and it's really in my blood. I was born into the business. From a young age, I always had an interest in retail distribution. I was always curious how products ended up on the shelf and how they got there, and the whole retail process in general was always intriguing to me. So to me, it was very natural for me just to take a likeness to this and to really want to take the business over and take it to the next level. I've attended ECRM buyer conferences now for close to 15 years in a row consecutively, specifically in the health and wellness and skincare categories. So you could say I've proven myself to have a really strong background in this industry, credibility, and having the relationships with the buyers. So when I go to the conference and I sit down at the desk, they're not asking me about my company or about who I am. It's, let's talk about the products that you're bringing this year and what opportunities may come from this.
What is TruLife Distribution?
TruLife Distribution is a full-service brand management agency. We specialize in helping foreign and domestic brands enter the United States marketplace and grow and expand their sales and marketing. The core competency of this is the relationships with the buyers. This is what makes the business run. But if you're asking me as a potential customer, what is going to be like the big point of difference? I could say easily. We predominantly specialize in helping foreign companies import, distribute, and promote their products in the largest market in the world. Rather than them coming here, opening up a headquarters, getting a warehouse, hiring a team, building out this expensive infrastructure that could cost them millions of dollars without a guaranteed return on the investment, it doesn't make any sense because you don't even have the buyer relationships. This is what makes business happen in America.
What kinds of services does TruLife Distribution offer?
We offer a wide array of services. Really, if you're just a startup company looking to get into the market and build a brand, or if you already have a brand and you're looking to get into distribution and get your products in the stores, we can assist you with that. And of course, there's the whole marketing aspect with building education and awareness for your products with press releases and social media management, e-commerce management, Amazon, Walmart.com, brand building aspects, anything digital we can assist with, landing page development, websites. We can create really anything that a business requires to get into the market and to launch, we can do it. FDA compliance, product liability insurance, everything.
In your opinion, what makes TruLife stand out from other agencies?
Because we're unlike none of the competition. We're very unique. We specifically focus on health and wellness, sports nutrition, skincare categories, and really, this is our core competency. Distributors and agencies are too generic. They don't really hone in on the specific category the way we do. And our relationships in this category kind of go parallel with that. While it may be more appealing at first to be driven to a point to going to a distributor, less capital expenditure, less risk, sure. Maybe it seems like in writing that might be the best way. But remember, distributors in the United States are merely fulfillment centers. They do not build brands. They do not educate consumers and buyers about your products. Their goal is to get their products in their warehouse and get it out of the warehouse. That's all they care about. To be successful in the United States, you need to have feet on the ground. You have to have a U.S. presence. You have to have infrastructure. We bring that infrastructure for you at a fraction of the price. In a market as vast as the United States, it's almost impossible for one to think that one distributor alone can saturate such a vast marketplace. And then again, if you do find this distributor, you're not going to be able to control your brand. And controlling your brand, being that you're a new company launching, a new product line just launching, is critical. Because if you don't have control of your product distribution, you're not going to be able to effectively promote the product. That's why it's always important to align yourself with a company that has the relationships needed to get your product in the stores. I always believe that communication is the key to success. If you don't have good communication with your brand partner or your team for that matter, you're doomed for failure. Rather than going and trying to search through hundreds of resumes to find a team, find a staff, find a director of sales, an operations manager, why go through that stress? We have everything set up here. Come underneath the TruLife umbrella and we'll help you grow your business a lot faster, help you avoid mistakes, and help increase efficiency across the board.
So tell me a little bit about your team.
The team is comprised of specialists that come from within the industry. Everybody comes with a certain level of expertise, knowledge, and just overall willingness to work. These people are dedicated in their roles. The culture here is number one for us, and we're really driven on creating success for our customers. As an example, my director of operations has over 5 years experience working with us, but before that, he worked at Vitamin Shoppe Corporate, Nutrabolt, and Optimum Nutrition as a formulator. My FDA compliance specialist has over 20 years as a food scientist. My director of sales has over 20 years sales experience pitching Optimum Nutrition, Twin Labs, and other major prominent manufactured products all across the country. Our content creation team is able to effectively capture the voice of the brand. We don't use AI, we don't use robots, we don't use anything generic. We don't have teams overseas writing press releases for the companies that we work with. It's a dedicated staff in the United States that has college background in content.
What type of companies do you typically work with?
We work with small to medium-sized manufacturers, but to be honest, we can customize any program for any type of company.
What are the first steps for getting started with TruLife?
Well, the first step would be to set up a meeting with one of our sales reps, fill out a contact form on our website, or they can go ahead and schedule a meeting with one of our sales representatives directly on our website to schedule a free 30-minute consultation where we can educate you on our services and how we can help you build your brand. And of course, we need to learn about your products and what your vision is for the US market. In order for us to put together a proposal and a plan for each potential client, we do require samples of the products for us to evaluate. We have a focus group meeting every other week with our team. We basically sit down and determine the attributes of the product we think is going to be successful and what's required to really building the company out in the US. We're looking forward to building your brand in the US market and also building a relationship with you for the long term.